What's up everybody, this is DDS, and in this video I'm doing my Q&A video. I'm gonna be talking. Hopefully the wind isn't too bad over my mic because I'm outside, as y'all see, just trying to do something different. So hopefully it's not too bad where y'all can hear me using this new mic. But yeah, I got the water in the background and stuff. But it's been a minute since I did a video like this, as y'all know, and then I hadn't posted much because I at one point was having problems with Final Cut, and then I had to get that situated. And then when I was trying to fix it, we lost power due to like some winter storm, and then didn't have power for like 3 days, so I was slacking on the videos and stuff, so forgive me for that. But yeah, I haven't really read through all of these questions just yet, so I'm gonna read through them with you guys. Got it up right here. I'm just gonna do the answer, just doing something different outside instead of being in the studio all the time. So let me go ahead and get into these, and I appreciate everybody who left a question. Try and answer them. Like I said, hopefully the quality is not messed up because of the what am I trying to say? Hopefully it's not messed up because of the wind. So let me go ahead and get started. So first one, you seem like a one-man show. Have you ever thought of reaching out to other producers and putting them or their work on your videos? The industry is all about connects and who you can build with. I do see these guys like Lakey, Inspired, and Pat Ryan flying out to other homes, one in each other homes, excuse me, one in LA and the other in Miami, and they have seemed to join their fan base. One is very heavy on social media and the others is very heavy on YouTube. Seems a lot of black up-and-coming producers have a problem with connecting with others. Sorry, I'm gonna cover that up just in case the wind. That are just as good or even better than them for fear of losing respect rather than gaining business. I'd love to see you link up with some other cats just as good as you, and you guys start promoting and helping each other. It only grows, my man. Can't really hurt, especially if your talent is there. I definitely see other people doing that, and I get what you're saying. I can't really say this necessarily a black thing because I know some other people of different races that are the same way, but I know a lot of us are in competition with each other when we don't even necessarily need to be in competition with each other. And it's not even that we're consciously making everything about a competition, but it could just be, you know, it's just natural. Like, you want to be the best. But I have no problem collaborating with people if they use Machine. Like, I love working with people who use Machine because it's easy for me to collaborate with them as to somebody that's using FL Studio or something like that, and then I try to collaborate with them. It makes it more complicated, and hopefully I should take my hat off, but the sun right there, so that's why you see a shadow. I'm wearing my hat like this. No, actually I'm gonna flip it around. I don't want it to get blown off, so I'm gonna flip it around. I don't even like wearing my hat like that. But sorry, back to the question. But me personally, I would do it. You know, like if it's somebody I want to work with and we set something up, I definitely go out there and collab with them and put other people's stuff on my YouTube. I put other people's stuff on my YouTube, people that I've worked with or that I believe in, or I think they have a good track and it's not doing well on their page. I throw it up on my page with their permission, and from there we will you know, see what happens. You know, if they get a sale out of it or something like that, that's good for them. I don't really want anything from it, but I'm thinking about doing more of that in the future because I want to build a platform. But I was gonna say, with my YouTube channel being DDS825, that's really a focus on me. But if I'm working with people, I can throw their stuff on there. But I'm definitely not against collaborating. I would love to. I plan on doing more of that, like with the videos and stuff. Like, I honestly want to shoot some other people's videos, like in the studio videos while they're making beats and stuff, and throw it on my channel. And you know, just to help them get a boost, get some exposure, and then also doing video work for myself, you know, and that also give me exposure. Like you said, when you work with somebody, you grow your fan base along with theirs. So I'm definitely down for that. But as of right now, I do a lot of this stuff myself. Do you save your MIDI notes for your drums or chord progressions? If so, what is your way of doing so? I save my drums for certain tracks that I do that I really like the drums on. I will save those drums, and then I will drop them on other beats if I can't think of a drum pattern, or if I just think they fit the way I do it, is once I make the pattern. Sorry, I'm not trying to get the wind all up on here, but hopefully it's not bad, but it's windy. The days I decide to do this, let me turn this way against it. The days I decide to do this, it get extra windy. So if this audio is too bad, I'm gonna go ahead and just scrap the whole video and do it in the house. I was just trying to do something different. But do you save your, I was already answering that. For the chords, not really. I haven't really saved them. I could. Once you put them on there, you just, you know, save the sound. Like, you go to save and save the MIDI. you can export the MIDI actually from the machine. I wish I could pull it up right now, but I'm not on my computer. But when you play MIDI, there's a button on the right end where there's a wave, and then there's also MIDI notes with plus signs next to them. You click that, you should be able to export your MIDI or your sound, and then you just save it from there and do whatever you want to do with it, drop it on another song or whatever you want to do. For the drums, when I have my patterns up, I just save the drum group as, you know, DDS drums 418, you know, something like that. And then from there, it's pretty much, you can drop it in later. So I definitely do that. Next one. Any specific things you did or mindset you had when you first started to make you, that made you excel quicker? Well, for the first part, I mean, I was making beats for like 7 years, no, probably about 6 years before I saw any real significant progress with anything. And it was really just, I was doing it for fun. I wasn't really doing it for money. It'd have been great to make money from it, but it wasn't my main focus at the time. You know, like right now, my main focus isn't really the money as far as I'm trying to build something. And I just love making music, and I was just doing it for the love, and then stuff just started to happen, and that's what I really believe in. Like, if you do it for the love, the money gonna come. And like I've said before, if you follow my story, I did a video, Keep Pushing, about it. If I remember, I'll put the link to it up here, where I was struggling and I was just making music, and I'm like, something gonna happen. I wasn't really after it for the money, but I'm like, I'm gonna try and make something happen, and something happened. I was just doing it for the love. But let me see, next question. How many days of beat making do you think you went through before you actually felt confidence in your beats, or that they were actually good enough to you, or good enough to sell, whichever? I mean, I enjoyed anything. Like, when I first started making beats, I was thinking my drum patterns was just dope, and it would just be like something so simple, or anything, I think it was dope, and I'd just be like, oh man, I got this beat, let me go ahead and do something with this one. It was really trash, but at that point, I didn't know, I was just having fun. So that's really what you got to start with. Like, do stuff that you like, and then as you continue to grow, you're gonna realize, as you continue to do it more and more and more and more, things will be able to evolve. Like right now, I feel like, now keep in mind, I'm making beats for going on 10 years now, if it hasn't been 10 years. So I just now getting to a point where I feel like I'm evolving again into something else, like with my drums and my different way of making beats now, and different ideas, and learning how to pull things from different places and mix them in with what I'm doing and everything. I feel like that's growing even more now. So, you know, 10 years in, I'm changing into something else that I like even more. You know, I think it's starting to sound better, and it's giving me that extra boost to, like, yeah, people gonna love this. So there really is no time frame. As you keep going, it's just gonna keep growing. People say the best way to get better at making beats is just to practice, but is there anything specific beginners should be doing or practicing, or do we just keep making beats and hope for the best? Like, how do we practice effectively and not just aimlessly make beats every day? I mean, I think making beats aimlessly every day would be the best way for you to get better. I mean, because the more you do something, the better you are going to get at it. So I look at it like, you just gotta have fun. That's one thing I always tell people, is just make sure you have fun with whatever it is you're doing. And sorry that I keep looking around, you know, people around, so it's odd. I'm sitting out here just talking to my camera. But I think the best thing is to actually, you know, just have fun making beats. Like, don't even think about it, unless it's something specific you want to work on, then take the time to try and figure that out. But outside of that, I would just go ahead and just do whatever. Just have fun, man. Don't even think about it. Be like, oh, I'm about to do this today. I'm about to make this type of beat right now. I'm about to do that. Don't even really give too much thought as to, you know, oh man, how many I got to do. Like, just have fun, practice. I think the answer to the last one is just to be real with yourself and look to see where you can improve from the last one. But is there anything else you'd add? Okay, so you already answered that, because I was going to say just look and see what you need to work on and build on that if you need to. But really, as you continue to just make beats, you're going to get better with different things. Do you feel that leasing beats will hurt you with getting placements? Also, do you have certain beats that you put up for lease and some you hold for placements? Of course, I have beats that I've kept up for, you know, at one point I was trying to put my little beats I didn't care about on my older beats up for leasing, and then I realized that wasn't really good, because, you know, I don't want my worst work to be out there. I want my best work to be out there regardless of who the person is, because I can give my best beat to an artist and they never put it out, as to where I could give it to somebody and they lease it and you never know what's gonna happen with that. So I just look at it like, go in and you know, go in and just put it up there. Do I think it'll hurt with my future at getting placements? No, because if you look at some of the top producers right now, they are actually people who started online and started leasing, and they're getting placements now because some of these younger artists or newer artists started buying beats online. So it's just the way the ball goes. And then sometimes, I don't know why I said the way the ball goes, but then sometimes too, you have what was I gonna say? You make more money probably leasing if you have a brand behind yourself as to where you would waiting around chasing placements. So that's something else to look at. When sampling through the MK3 via turntable or phone, do I need to have monitors for sampling, or could I just use headphones? I believe you could just use headphones. I haven't tried it because I don't have a turntable, honestly, but I think you can do it through the headphones because I sampled from my phone and it was just going through the monitors. I think you can reroute it to where it goes through the headphones. How often do royalty checks come in? They come in, for me, I'm with BMI, so that's every quarter. I'm not really sure about how ASCAP does it, and then there's another CSAC, I'm not sure how they do it, but for me it's quarterly. But I think all of them have their different pay schedules. You just have to do your research. How did you get all your libraries to external hard drives like Omni, Nexus? There's literally no tutorials on this. I might be able to do a tutorial on it. You just have to go to the stem folder with Omnisphere, drag the stem folder, which is the collection of the libraries and sounds and stuff, and you drop them over to your external hard drive. And the same thing with Nexus, wherever your Nexus content folder is, you drag that over. And then when you open up the VSTs, you have to find the library again. So when you find the library again, it'll scan all of that. So basically, when you find a library, you just go to wherever you move the stuff to, click it, and then it'll scan everything. You should be good to go. How did you set up your Beatstars? How did you set up your store on Beatstars? Like the subscription you started on, how long till you saw any sales? Come here. Excuse me. Man, that was bad. Excuse me for that. But I set it up. I had a pro subscription. I think it's $20 or something like that. That subscription I use. And I mean, getting sales selling beats is really all about you and your brand before any platform, because all these platforms are places for you to place your beats where people can go. It's a system that people go click on and your music gets picked up, you know, and they send your beats out. Like click, send it, they give you the money. That's it. That's all you're really using the platforms for. Now with Beatstars, I know they have a marketplace. I've gotten a nice amount of sales through the marketplace on there, which is basically people are on the website searching for beats, and then they stumble across whatever it is that I posted and they buy it. I have had those, but prior to that, it was just me, either people from YouTube, people from Instagram, just basically whatever it is you're doing to draw people there. Like somebody asks you for some beats because they see you post a beat on Instagram, you send them a link to your beat store, they buy the beats. If you posted the beats on YouTube, somebody asks, hey, I need this beat, because even though I post a link to some of my beats in the description, people still don't click those links. They'll hit me up like with a screenshot like, hey, I want this beat, and I send them the link to it. And I mean, even without that being, like, let's take Beatstars out of it, if somebody wanted to do that, PayPal has a function where it's paypal.me. You can change that to whatever your screen name is, and then change the end of it to however much somebody wants. So if it's like, if you lease it for $50, you'll say PayPal me such and such beats /49.99. and when they click on it, they just send you the $49.99. You send them the email. But if you I like Beatstars, and you should do this anyway, you should give them the contracts and stuff, the license agreements and everything. Beatstars and Airbit have those pre-made. You can go through and make changes as you feel necessary. So check into that as well. That will be something that can also help. But yeah, but as far as you get sales, it's really just depending on you and your fan base, your brand, and all that. All right, let me check this next one. Do you have set days for mixing, or do you mix right after? I never mix right after unless I'm in a rush to go somewhere. I'm going to the studio, somebody want to hear some beats. I'm like, let me go ahead and mix this real quick. But for the most part, all the beats that I make, I mix separately at a different date. What is your mixing process, and do you have any acoustic treatment at all? So do you need acoustic treatment for a speaker setup to get a flat mixing environment? So beat or something flying around me. I don't consider myself a mix engineer. I mean, I mix my beats. I don't mix vocals. I just drop the beats into Logic, like the stems into Logic, and then pan level, you know, if I need to EQ something, EQ it. You know, I do what's necessary if I feel I need to do it, but I already know, like, I have a picture in my head of how I want my beats. Like, I listen to my music like it's a picture, like it's just one big picture going on around me, and I gotta know where I want everything to come from. Like, I know I want the keys over here, I want my pad over here, I know I want my kick coming from right here, I know my snare right here, my clap right here, my hi-hats, I want them to go back and forth. So when I know stuff like that, that kind of makes it easy for me to set it up. And then I met with the engineer at one of the studios in Atlanta, and he's like the head engineer down there. He told me that my mixes sound good, and the way that I mix, it translates well from different spaces to different spaces. Like, it sounds good in the studio, sounds good in the car, sounds good in this room, sounds good on the phone, sounds good in my headphones, so I'm good. But the point I was making with that was for the acoustic treatment. I don't have anywhere I'm at right now because that's a temporary spot for me, and I go to actual studios. So me going to actual studio, if I felt it was necessary to mix, then I'll just mix when I went there, or buy a session just to mix. But I wouldn't do that for my beats because I have what already sounded good inside the studio, and that's my formula that I use. So since my formula already works for me, I'm not going to change it up, because I know if it worked good here where there was acoustic treatment and they said that it sounded good, and I made it in a bedroom with nothing at the very beginning, or I made it in my last setup and all that, then I'm gonna keep doing it from there, you know. That's how I look at it. But like, I had somebody tell me I need acoustic treatment and all that, but I'm like, whatever, I'm getting results doing it this way, so I'm gonna keep doing it this way. Not saying that you don't improve, but if I don't see anything wrong with it and it sounds good, I leave it alone. I'm going to the studio with a semi-big artist in a few weeks. I've never been to a studio with an artist I'm working with. Any tips? Don't be nervous. I mean, I don't know if you're gonna be nervous. Hang on, the wind's blowing. I don't want to mess up the audio. I really hope it's not messing up the audio. I'm gonna be upset, but let me keep going. Try not to be nervous. Get to know the artist. Ask them what they want. You know, like when I say what they want, like what's their idea? Like, if they want a dark track, then just sit there and start something, and always ask them, like, how do you like this? Unless they say, I just want you to do you, then always just start something and be like, oh, you like that? All right, let me record that real quick. All right, because sometimes, in my experience, some people won't say anything, but they really like what you did. And then when you switch it up to something else, they be like, oh, I like what you did there. But like, let's say you just doing something, not recording, and you just pushing buttons and stuff, and they're like, oh, I like that. And once you already stopped and you forgot what you did, you know, stuff like that. But just see what they want, have fun, you know, have conversations, and just enjoy it. I don't really be in the studio with too many artists though, myself. Bro, please, I thought it was a question. Bro, please, the best workflow integration with Logic Pro X and the Machine MK3 as of like 2 days ago. They had a huge update, and that would be amazing to see how that works. Also, would you like to collab with other artists who are smaller just to create content, or do you try to have big returns on your investments? Of course I want big returns on the investments, but at the same time, I'm not one of those people that think I'm too big for anything just because I had a couple songs. You know, I'm not tripping over that. If I like somebody's music, I definitely work with them. I work with a few smaller artists. They're working their way up, but you know, if I like your music, I'll work with you. That's not a big deal. And as far as the Logic thing, I probably will mess around with it. I'm not really big on using Logic, but I do see that they have new features and stuff, how it's integrated, so I probably will check that out over these next few days. Do you do beat reviews or collabs or channel reviews? You have inspired me to start my YouTube channel, and I'm just trying to get a feel for what I can do to gain more exposure. Anyway, thanks for the inspiration. I appreciate that, man. I'm glad you're inspired. I used to do beat reviews all the time. I don't do them as much anymore. Well, I haven't done them in a while. I'm thinking about doing some on the live stream at some point. And as far as collabs, I do collab with some people. It's just, I have to get something that inspires me. I don't want to be like, oh yeah, you pay me for this collab, but I don't like the beat. You know, I like to, I say, send me something. If I feel like I can add something to it, then we can set it up to where the payment and all that stuff, and then we'll get everything handled. And with the payment, I'll throw it like on my YouTube, put it on my beat store, put in the splits and stuff, so that way get sales, split the money, however, you know, all that stuff. So I do that. As far as YouTube channel reviews, I mean, I feel like I'm not the expert on the YouTube channels. I just do YouTube. You know, I'm not really the expert. I'm very consistent with YouTube, and I feel like that's what's helping me grow at the rate that I'm growing, is just being really consistent with it. If I sell a beat to someone and the song ends up blowing up, am I still going to get recognized as a producer of the song? That really depends. Some people I mean, if you're saying if the song gets on the radio and all that, would you be recognized? I mean, you'll probably get credit. You'll have to, like the record label will have to find the producer, which would be you. So they have to come to you and have you sign over the copyright and all that stuff. So that way they can put the song out and everything, and you will have credit at that point. But if it's a song that's just blowing up like on the internet and it hasn't really caught the radio wave and all that yet, you might or you might not, depending on the artist. Some artists don't put the producer, like, you know, produced by such and such after their song. Some people do. Some people put it on the cover, some people don't. Some people will tag you, some people won't. So it's really just about you putting your tag on there, so that way when people hear it, they know that it's you. And then from there, you'll be able to, you know, tell people like, hey, I produced this, I did that. Let me see the next question. Do you recommend producers learn how to play piano? If yes, how would they start, with chord or songs? I think it was definitely beneficial to learn how to play piano. I don't know how to play piano like properly. Like, I mean, I know how to play a little bit, but it's not the proper way. I feel like it can help you, like music theory, it can help you, you know, think of different chords and progressions and everything like that. I personally haven't took them, but I can see where it would help. So I'm not going to tell nobody not to do it, because it will definitely benefit them to do it. But I don't do it though, but maybe one day. But anyway, that's the end of these questions. I think I had one more question, and it was what I play World War II with my fans. I haven't played Call of Duty in a long time. I've really only been playing Fortnite and Far Cry 5. I haven't really played that, honestly. It's just really been Fortnite. But yeah, that's the end of this Q&A video. Hopefully the quality of this video ain't bad. You know, the wind was blowing, but it's a beautiful day. I wanted to get out the house, and I never really shot in the sun like this, so the colors on my camera look kind of dried out. But I think I changed the white balance and stuff on there, so I'm probably gonna have to play around with that stuff in post, if you know what that stuff is. But anyway, y'all, I appreciate y'all. Hope you all have a wonderful day. I am DDS. Take care.